In this video, we are stripping away the confusing parts and getting down to the absolute foundation of the crypto world. I'm going to start today's session with a little confession. When I first started out in this market years ago, I used to call absolutely everything a coin. Bitcoin, coin. Ethereum, coin. Shiba Inu, coin. If it was digital and made my portfolio move, it was a coin to me. But as I spent more time trading and studying this market, I realized that making this mistake is like calling every single vehicle on the road a train. While all these different logos look exactly the same when you open your Trust wallet, MetaMask or exchange account, underneath the hood, they are structurally completely different. In fact, misunderstanding this simple difference is one of the main reasons new traders end up losing money on projects they don't actually understand. So in this video, we are going to fix that once and for all by breaking down the invisible boundary dividing the crypto kingdom into two distinct camps, and that's coins versus tokens. So, what exactly makes a crypto asset a true coin? To understand what a coin is, we have to look at the ground beneath. A crypto asset earns the title of a coin if and only if it operates on its own independent native blockchain. Think of each major coin as its own sovereign island out in the digital ocean. Bitcoin has its own massive, highly secure island called the Bitcoin blockchain. Ethereum has its own powerhouse of an island called the Ethereum network. Solana has its own lightning fast island. Because these coins own the actual territory, they act like the landlords of the crypto space. They make the rules for the specific island, and their primary job is to serve as the native form of payment to keep that island running. Whenever you want to move assets or interact with data on a specific blockchain, you have to pay the landlords a toll fee, which we usually call gas fees, using that island's native coin. In my view, if you want to build a resilient long-term crypto portfolio, you must have a solid allocation of native coins. And why? Because coins represents the actual digital real estate. No matter what trend or application becomes popular next, the fundamental truth of the market is that everyone still has to pay rent to the landlord. Owning a native coin is like owning a piece of the highway system. You get a piece of the action simply because traffic has to pass through your network. It's the ultimate foundation for any serious traders. So, how do tokens differently live as a guest on someone else's land? Right? Now that we know that what a coin is, what on earth is a token? A token is an asset that does not have its own independent blockchain. Instead, it behaves like a guest or a tenant renting space on an existing island, most commonly the Ethereum network. To visualize this, imagine a massive high-tech arcade building. The arcade building itself, the physical structure, the electricity, and the heavy arcade cabinets represents the Ethereum blockchain. The native coin ETH represents the physical quarters you have to drop into the machines to turn them on. The tokens, like Uniswap or Chainlink, are the individual, highly advanced video games inside those cabinets. The games are incredibly complex, fun, and powerful, but they completely rely on the arcade's electricity and structure to exist. If you want to play the Uniswap game or use the Chainlink Oracle game, you still need to use the Arcade's native quarter, which is it, to settle the underlying transactions. A lot of people look down on tokens because they don't own their own blockchain. But I think that's a massive mistake. In my opinion, tokens are where the explosive innovation happens. While coins build the infrastructure, tokens build the actual day-to-day applications that people love to use, from decentralized exchanges to gaming ecosystems. As a trader, I look at tokens as high-growth tech companies. They don't need to build the entire internet from scratch. They just need to build a killer app that runs beautifully on top of it. Alright? So, our next question right here is, why do innovative crypto projects purposely choose to remain tokens? You might wonder why a brilliant team of developers wouldn't just build their own blockchain island from day one. Why choose to be a tenant when you can be a landlord? The answer comes down to convenience, security, and speed. Building a secure blockchain from scratch is incredibly difficult. You have to convince thousands of people around the world to run computers to secure your network, and you have to protect it from hackers from second one. By launching as a token on an established network like Ethereum or the BNB chain, a project can instantly inherit the world-class security of a multi-billion-dollar network. It allows developers to focus 100% of their energy on building their actual product rather than worrying about the underlying infrastructure. Furthermore, because thousands of different tokens live on the exact same island, they can seamlessly talk to each other and trade with one another instantly without needing complex bridges. This interconnectedness is the exact secret sauce that allowed decentralized finance to explode. In my opinion, I completely agree with this plug and play approach for new projects. In my experience watching the market, teams that try to build their own blockchain right out of the gate often end up spreading way too thin. They spend all their capital trying to secure the network, and they forget to make a product that people actually want to use. I respect projects that launch as a token first, build a massive community and utility, and then, only when they are massive enough, decide to migrate to their own independent chain later. It's the smartest way to scale a crypto business. So, our next question is, what is the simplest test to tell the difference on your own? If you are looking at a new project and trying to figure out whether it's a coin or a token, you don't need a computer science degree to find the answer. You just need to ask one simple question. Does this specific asset have its own independent blockchain network? If you go to a tracker like CoinMarketCap or CoinGecko, or if you look up the asset on a block explorer, look at the technical standard listed next to it. If you see the terms like ERC-20 or BEP-20 or SPL token, you are looking at a guessed asset. The ERC-20 label, for example, is just a universal rulebook that tells the world this asset is a token living directly on top of the Ethereum blockchain. If it doesn't have a token standard and instead it directs you to its own dedicated standalone blockchain explorer, congratulations, you have successfully spotted a native coin. Now, in my opinion, making it a habit to check whether an asset is an ERC-20 token or a native coin before hitting that buy button will completely change how you manage your risk. In my trading journey, I have seen so many beginners buy a token, try to send it to a wallet, and get completely confused when the transaction fails because they didn't have any of the native coin sitting in their wallet to pay for the gas fees. Understanding the plumbing of this market keeps your funds safe and prevents painful, expensive mistakes. And finally, what is the final conclusion on navigating the crypto landscape? To wrap it all up, the crypto ecosystem needs both sides of the coin, pun absolutely intended, to survive and thrive. Coins are the vital infrastructure, the roads, the utilities, and the physical foundations of our digital future. Tokens are the fast cars, the beautiful houses, and the innovative businesses that brings those roads to life. One cannot truly succeed without the support of the other. When you are structuring your portfolio, don't view it as a battle between coins versus tokens. Instead, look at how they complement each other. Balance your long-term wealth in stable, infrastructure-driven coins and use targeted, utility-driven tokens to capture the cutting-edge innovations happening in DeFi, gaming, and Web3. Right? So always check the underlying structure of what you are buying. Make sure you always keep some native coins in your wallet to cover those essential network gas fees and never stop studying the tech behind the tickers. And this finally ends our video. And thank you very much for watching. And you might as well check the suggested or recommended video right here.